In my last YouTube video, I ran 120 kilometers. And I know it sounds super impressive, but every single time that I push myself and I break through my comfortable zone, I always go back into my old self, I start slacking off, I do some bad habits, and this is what I like to call post-performance drop-off. You push yourself so much, whether it's with an intense gym workout after you haven't went there in a while, or you do some crazy challenge like 8-hour arm workout, or you ran for the first time your 10 kilometers or a marathon. You just break through limits, but then you lose the momentum and drive. And so in this video I'm gonna go through how to win this post-performance drop-off and how to stay consistent after doing something hard. In this guide we're really gonna go in depth on why you make some progress and then you always go back into your old self. You try to quit a bad habit, you make some progress, you feel that crazy motivation, oh my god, we're gonna freaking make it, we're gonna smash this. You get that crazy workout, but then you go back to the cycle of, oh my god man, we're screwing up. You go back into feeling low energy, low frequency, but then a few weeks later you get the crazy gym workout, you get the motivation, you go run a marathon, you do something so extreme you never did before, but then you go back into, oh my god man, I'm so screwed up, and you're constantly in this cycle of despair. And this is not something normal, and so we're gonna fix that today. So, you have to understand what is holding you back. It is your subconscious mind. You want to improve, you want to quit the bad habit, you want to do better habits, you want to keep getting better, but there's just something holding you back. You make some progress, then you go back. You wake up early the nice days, then you go back and you screw up and you snooze. And it's your subconscious mind. This is what we have control and we understand. We understand like little things like short-term memory, we remember some things, we have, rational mind, we think, but deep down, which is 90% of our actions, come from the subconscious mind. So 10% of our actions come from the conscious mind, 90% come from the subconscious mind. And look at this, all this stuff is something you're not aware of, and you're constantly making actions based on this stuff and you don't even know. So the reason why every time you go super extreme and then you go back into your whole self like very deeply, so this has happened to me many times. I've went on crazy runs that I never did before. I really pushed myself to the next limit, and then the next day I somehow just sit on the couch, I start scrolling reels, I jack off, even though I hadn't done it in months. And it feels horrible, man. It feels absolutely horrible. And the reason why this happens is because you achieve a goal that isn't normal in your day-to-day life and requires insane effort, focus, willpower, self-denial, so refusing, chilling down, and you just say, we're gonna go run this marathon, or you say, I'm gonna make $10,000 this month, and so you achieve the goal, but then the next day you just feel super sloppy and you go back worse than you were before. Like you just start doing all the bad habits, you eat some junk food, you jack off. It's just horrible, man. It feels like you lost yourself. Like, what the hell, I just achieved this crazy goal and now I'm going back into being an absolute loser. So the reason why this happens is because to achieve this crazy goal that you set it, like wake up super early, get that crazy gym workout, or something like extreme, like running a marathon or running your first 10 kilometers, something extreme, that just pushes you out of that comfort zone too much. What happens is your brain is using crazy amount of willpower, mental energy, and brain points, which I'll explain you in a second. So think of it like this way. It's like if I told you, bro, hold this weight on top of your head for one goddamn month. One goddamn month, you gotta hold it. And so you made it, you put all your effort and you freaking do it. But then you drop the weight and you're like, oh my god, so good. We finally can let go. And just like that,
The release of that tension isn't gentle, it's a violent swing in the opposite direction. The collapse isn't just failure, it's a biological and psychological rebound effect. You're exhausted and your brain seeks the easiest, cheapest dopamine hit to recover this crazy, intense action that you did. So your brain will look for the quickest recovery, the quickest dopamine hit in order to feel good again. So you'll start scrolling, you'll jack off, you'll search porn, all this nonsense. So we have to understand, you go so extreme, you achieve this crazy goal, that then the next day everything seems kind of useless. Like, okay, I made crazy amounts of money, I ran crazy. Now every single day-to-day task seems like, what the hell, this doesn't even matter, like it's useless. And so you don't even feel motivated to do little things like waking up early and hitting your nice push-ups. No, that feels horrible because it seems useless compared to what you just achieved. So it isn't really there isn't a part of you that doesn't want you to win. It's simply your brain wants to be safe. Like that's just how it works. So think about it this way. The month you were waking up early every day, you were running every day, or you went crazy on the gym, or you made a lot of money, you became a new identity. You were the guy who makes 2K a month type of guy. You were the guy who ran every single day. I can tell this story. I won a school race. I ran every single day, every day, every day, every day, every day. And I went super extreme. And then I won the race. I freaking got first place. But just like that, the next day I just start checking off horrible stuff and I start scrolling and it's so unproductive. And it's the reason because in my life I've never won really anything, like never won a race, none of that. And just like that, I really pushed myself to the limit and I won the goddamn race against 200 people. So I became a new identity. I am the guy who's the winner. Everybody looks at me. I'm in the podium. And just like that, the brain isn't comfortable with this new stuff because it's not used to it. So it wants to go back. That's why I fell back into lust, into being a loser, into just not doing anything productive. Because it's the comfortable identity that I used to have. So this new successful version of you is a known territory. What does he do? What does he want? What if he fails? The subconscious primary job is to keep you safe. And safe often means the same. This is how it works. Your brain wants you safe. He wants you to stay the same. Because new stuff isn't comfortable. So think about it this way. If you gave a poor person a lot of money, it would be hell uncomfortable to them. And that's why when you see poor people winning the lottery, they lose all the money. They just lose the money. Why? Because being rich to them is not comfortable. Even though they want to be rich, of course, like you hear all the time, poor people, I want to be rich, I want to be rich. But when they get a lot of money, like they win the lottery, they lose it all. They end up like junkies, drug addicts, and they lose all the money. Why? Because having a lot of money is not comfortable to them. It's not the identity that they are. They were always little losers with scarcity minds, so they had a scarcity, mind. They had a scarcity mindset, which caused them to have scarcity in terms of financial resources. And just like that, when they get a ton of money, it's not comfortable to them, so they lose it all. They go back into the scarcity mindset, scarcity identity. After the high achievement fades, this part of your psyche panics and yanks back to your old, familiar version of you. The version that jacks off and scrolls. It's a perverse way of self-soothing and returning to a known state, even if it's a state of desperation. So, as I explained to you, even if it's a horrible state, like you win the lottery, you don't want to be broke again. But because it's more comfortable for you to be broke, you've been broke your whole life. Your subconscious will make you lose all the money. So what you do then? What we do, man? So I want you to think of this like the Subway Surfers game. I don't know if you've ever played this, but it's the boy going on the tracks. He can go, he's constantly running, like he never stops running. He can turn left, right, and there's these bonuses like random prizes and coins to achieve. So you have to view each goal as picking up a box like this. You are constantly running. This is a long-term path, and just like that, you pick the box. Like you don't. The game doesn't stop when you pick the box. No, you achieve the box and you use the box in order to run further. That's how you gotta view it. You achieve these crazy goals, like you ran a marathon. You did that crazy gym workout for like 3 days in a row, and you've never really went super extreme like this, and so you start slacking off. No, man, you gotta see these insane challenges, you achieving these goals, you waking up early as hell. You gotta view them as a box, and just like that, it's a power up for you to run faster, for you to, just keep on going in the long term game of life. So it's not an end destination, but rather a part of the process, connected to a larger, ongoing purpose. You must have a bigger vision, picture. So instead of just saying to yourself, I'm gonna win that race, I'm gonna run that marathon, I'm gonna go to the gym insane every single day and achieve a six pack. You have to think, I am building a life of financial autonomy. I am a person who honors my physical health. Because if you don't do this from a perspective of building an identity, once you get the six pack, you're gonna go back into being a bit of loser because you've done it, you've gotten the six pack. Now you go back into eating some junk food or something. You just gotta build an identity. That's just how it works. Otherwise, you go back because we have this void inside of us. And if you don't have constantly a bigger purpose to thrive for, you're just gonna fill the void with bad habits. So you achieve this goal of hitting 10k per month, or hitting your gym session like crazy, or quitting this journey of porn, and you've made a streak of 2 weeks. You achieve that goal. You just gotta see that as a continuum. You just gotta keep going, man. Because if you achieve the goal and you start getting comfortable, you're gonna fill the void with bad habits. So there's this great quote that summarizes what I just said. Under conditions of peace, the warlike man attacks himself. So you have to understand, man, the reason why you're watching this video right now is because you are not meant to live an average life. You are not meant to be some pussy who stays on the couch all day watching TV. No, you were meant to have a war. You were meant to thrive and achieve better goals and keep going, keep going. That's why what you were meant to do. That's why you're learning right now, because you want to be better. And so once you don't have a war, once you don't have a mission, you're gonna fall into the bad habits. That's why when people move out of their houses, they leave their parents. That's why they go the hardest. Because they're alone, man. They have a war. They generally have to work hard in order to make money so they don't just become homeless. Like they don't depend on anybody. They have a war, man. Once you have a war, you're not gonna fall into the bad habits. If I put you in war, in literally war with a gun, and you were trying to, and if you were running from a guy shooting you, you wouldn't just stop and start checking off, or you wouldn't miss your wake up time. Why? Because if you don't do that, you're gonna literally die, man. You're literally gonna die if you jack off there, because it's taking your energy. So the reason why you attack yourself is simply your brain trying to, let's say, entertain himself because he doesn't have a war. So every time you're hitting bad habits, it's simply a reflection of you're not living up to the standards you should. That's what it's telling you. It's not, you're not living up to the person you were meant to be. When you have bad habits, when you keep falling back, it's what it means. It's what it means. It means you don't have a war big enough. You don't have a strong why enough. You don't have that pain driving you to be better, and at the same time a strong vision that is pulling you to move. That's what you gotta do. You need to have a deep pain, a deep pain. If you slack off, you're literally gonna go back into this deep pain. So this deep pain can be you being an absolute loser, jacking off every day, and you are not able to have a wife. You live alone in your basement with your parents, in the basement of your parents, and at the same time, if you keep going, you are able to travel the world, you have financial freedom, you're jacked, people respect you, girls look at you. And just like that, you need to have the both sides. You need to have that strong pull. I want this life. But at the same time, if you stay comfortable, you're gonna go into the worst life possible. And so the all or nothing mindset is probably what you're operating in, which is something I struggle with, man, because I love the all in or all out mindset. This is, I'm like, let's go run this marathon, and I go crazy, but then I always go back into being a loser. Like, if I find myself scrolling, or I've had times where I jack off, and then I'm like, bro, I've already screwed up, and I just go jerk off 3 times a day, like horrible stuff. And this is the symptoms of the all-in or nothing mindset. So you likely operate in grind mode. Extreme discipline, extreme focus, this is a form of perfectionism. Life becomes binary. You're either the disciplined achiever or you're likely the worthless loser. There is no middle ground. So the second you slip up, even a little, guess I can, oh, I scroll 10 minutes to celebrate. You feel horrible like that. Even though you just achieved this crazy goal. And then you might take a bit of a rest. You feel horrible. You woke up a bit later, so you woke up at like 10 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. as you said. And you feel horrible about yourself. So this is the all in or nothing mindset. And when you screw up a bit, you just fall back into crazy despair. So one small slip triggers a total identity collapse back to the nothing side. So just like that, man, this can be very destructive if you have this mindset of all in or nothing. You have to view this journey as a stepping stone. Bam, 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 constantly stepping up. Not a, bro, let's go all in or crazy. And then you go back into being all like screwed up, man. So instead of having this mindset, have a mindset of the way you do something is the way you do everything. Now it's kind of similar, like they sound the same, but you have to understand it's a bit different. Because when you have this mindset, the way you do something is the way you do everything, you simply are operating all the time on the all in. So the reason why you go back into the all into the nothing, so you are all in or you're either all nothing, so you're either pushing yourself to the hardest or you're screwing up yourself to the hardest. Now if you have a the way you do something is the way you do everything, you're always in the all in. Because let's say this example, you go put gas in your car. You're like, bro, the way you do something is the way you do everything. So I'm gonna fill the gas tank to the maximum. I do everything. I give my all to everything. Why would I fill the gas tank to half, man? I am gonna drive my car like for years to come. So I'm gonna fill it to the maximum. Why would I fill it up to the a little bit? No, I'm gonna fill the gas tank to the maximum. Or you're eating and then you're like, ah, I'll do the dishes later. No, the way you do the way you do something is the way you do everything. So you just like, no, I gotta get this done right now, and you just do it. So if you have this mindset constantly, you're never gonna go back into the all nothing. Because no, you're just always improving yourself. Even though you do a bad task, let's say you're doing the dishes, or you find yourself even scrolling. It seems like a bad thing. Oh man, I've already screwed up. And then you go back into this despair, you scroll more, you end up checking off, the bad habits just increase. No, if you have the mindset of the way you do everything is the way you do something is the way you do everything, you're gonna be like, you find yourself scrolling after you've achieved this crazy goal, and you think, okay, the way I do something is the way I do everything. So I'm gonna take some useful information from this scrolling. And so you don't feel that bad about yourself when you screw it up. So if you end up waking up at 10, you say the way you do something is the way you do everything. So I'm gonna give my best even though I woke up late. It's not the all win or nothing. Because the all win or nothing, if you wake up at 10, you feel horrible. Now here, you just view every single situation as I gotta do better in this place. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. So I hope you got my point. Maybe I was a bit confusing, but I'm freestyling a bit. But you get my point. Switch this mindset to this. This is how consistency should be, right? So we have effort and we have time. This is time, this is effort. Also, big consistency should look like this, right? So it should go bam, 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 or something like this. But this isn't what's happening. What is happening is this: you make some progress, then you screwed up. You make some progress, then you screwed up. Maybe even worse than you were before. Then you make some progress, then you screw up. Then you make some progress, then you screw up. Then you make some progress, then you screw up. And this is what is literally happening in real time. So how do we end this from happening? And how do we make our consistency like this? Or something like this? How do we change that, man? So that's what we're gonna be going through right now. And this is how it works. Brain points optimization. So I talked to you a little bit ago. When you push yourself to the limits, when you go do something hardcore, like you ran a crazy marathon, or you ran your first 10 kilometers, or you hit that crazy gym workout, you use a lot of effort, brain points, energy, and so the next day you feel horrible and you fall back into being a loser. So the way we increase our willpower and brain points is with these techniques I'm gonna run you through right now. So this way, when you push yourself to the hardest possible, you have a bigger capability of willpower. Therefore, the next day you feel good because you didn't use the energy of the next day. Because what usually happens when you push yourself so hard is you use the energy of the next day. So let's say each day you have 100 brain points. Okay? So you wake up at 5. Let's say you wake up at 5. This is 20 points. You wake up feeling horrible, tired as hell, and you force yourself to wake up. Okay, this is 20 points now. You just use 20 points. Then you hit the gym. Okay, this is 30 points, let's say. Okay, then you eat and you open the fridge. You are looking for what the hell to eat. This is 10 points. You wake up, you have to choose your clothes. This is 10 points. And just like that, you have wasted well over 100 points and it hasn't even been the end of the day. And so you start using points of the next day. And that's why the next day you wake up feeling horrible. You start scrolling, start doing the bad habits because you've used the points of the next day. And I hate to break this to you, but you're not that guy yet. You're not that good. What happens is you have this crazy motivation, and so you think to yourself, okay, man, I'm gonna quit porn just like that. I'm gonna fully quit it. When you've been doing that bad habit for, let's say, 3 years, how the hell do you think you're gonna quit it just like that out of nowhere? It's not gonna freaking happen, man. It's not. So you get this crazy motivation, you tell yourself, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna quit it forever. And just like that, you think you can do habits that you're not capable of doing yet. So you go all in, you waste all your brain points, and just like that, the next day you don't have brain points, you don't have energy to use. So think of it this way. So this is your brain points of today, and this is your brain points of tomorrow. This is your brain points of the next day after tomorrow, and just like that, so on, so on. So each day you have these brain points. So let's say 100. 100 brain points, 100 brain points, 100 brain points, 100 brain points. And so you tell yourself, I am the man. You feel motivated. I'm gonna fully quit porn just like that, even though I struggled for 3 years. I'm just gonna quit it like that. And so you put all this crazy effort, and it's taking you all your brain points. So you end up taking like 130. And at the same time, you're also going crazy in the gym. You're also eating crazy, and so you waste like 120 points. So now tomorrow you only have 70 points. Then today right here you go still crazy. You still go insane. So just like that you wasted, let's say, 130 points right here. So here you don't have 100. Now you only have 50, right? No, you have 40. My bad. My math is not that good. So you only have 40 right now. And then right here you still go crazy, so you waste about 100 and 100, let's say. Like it wasn't that crazy, it was a chill day. So just like that, it's, you see where I'm going. It's gonna get to a point where you the next day you don't have any brain points, you're all screwed up. You have zero. And this is where the crash happens. This is where you go back into the bad habits. You get what I'm saying right now, man? This is really in depth, really in depth. And it can get confusing. So, what I'm essentially saying is that when you go super extreme, you waste all your brain points, you waste the energy you have, your capability, the skill level you're at, and the next day you don't have energy and you collapse. That's essentially what I said. Now I went more in depth and I explained you why you make some progress and then you collapse. Because you no longer have brain points right here. You're operating in this extreme mode like crazy and then you collapse. But I know you don't want to operate like a pussy. I know you want to go extreme. So how the hell do we do this? It's simple. We simply increase our brain points, our effort capability, our energy, mental energy, physical energy. We simply increase that. How do we do that? Through meditation, through increasing mindfulness and willpower. So understand how this works. This is how meditation works, okay? You are right now in this place right here. Meditation doesn't have to be some crazy stuff where you sit in the grass and you imagine yourself to be a Chinese monk in the mountains and you focus for 30 minutes and you start levitating. None of that. Meditation is literally what I'm gonna do right now with you. 1, 2, 3. This is meditation. I just freaking meditated. Meditation literally can take one breath. This is meditation right here. Just right now, meditate with me. Take one breath and meditate with me. Just like that, you freaking did it. You just meditated. So, why? Okay, going back, man. Making these long videos. I'm not used to making these crazy long videos. I'm really excited for this, and I'm feeling amazing. So let's get on. Let's keep going. Okay, your mind right now is like this, all screwed up, just getting fogs. You're overthinking everything. You want constant dopamine. It's all screwed up. And then for a second, you breathe, and all of this disappears. Like you stop thinking about it, and then you let go, and then you breathe again, and then you let go. And then, after 3 breaths, your mind is like this again. It's all screwed up. Your mind is all screwed up. You're thinking about what happened yesterday, what you're gonna eat, about that girl. You're all screwed up again. And so what you do is you tell, man, get back to the focus. And you breathe again. And then, just like that, it disappears again. And your mind is empty. And just like that, you have gained 1 point. You have gained one skill, one, you have increased your skill, you have gained 1 brain point, you have gained 1 energy point. This is how it works. And this is going to increase your willpower, your energy, your skill level, so you can push to these extreme levels and not get the drawbacks the next days. No, because now instead of having 130 brain points as I gave as an example, now you have 150, let's say. So you're capable to do a lot more. This is why guys like Kobe Bryant, Cristiano Ronaldo, this is why they're better at you at basketball and at football, because they have increased their their mental willpower, their mindfulness in the game. The guy Cristiano Ronaldo is no different than none of you, me and you. If I really put it in that crazy effort, just like he did, I would be as good as him as being a football player. Maybe not as good because some genetic factor, but I would be pretty much on the same level as him if I really went insane, pushed to the hardest level. Because I have two legs, I have two arms, I have a brain, I can be as good as him. The reason why I'm not as good as him is because he has put it in that work. He has built that skill level. He has increased the brain points. And he is capable of doing more than me at this precise moment. If I wanted to hit a crazy trick, football trick where the ball goes crazy, I wouldn't be able to do. But he would, because he has built the skill. So, another tactic to increase your brain points is to minimize spending brain points. That's how you do it. You minimize spending brain points. So, this is why millionaires always wear the same clothes. Millionaires, bro. They just wear those black t-shirts, all the same with no brands. Why? Because they just wake up, they open their closet, and they take something out. They don't even think what they're going to use. Every time you open your closet and you try to think, what am I going to wear? You're wasting brain points. You waste 10 brain points. Or every time you think about what you're gonna eat, you open the fridge, you're wasting brain points. Now, if you simply prepared yourself the day before, like before you fall asleep, you place your clothes on top of your bed ready to wear tomorrow, you meal prep so you don't even have to think what to eat, you just open the fridge and it's there for you to eat. You don't waste time around people draining your energy, which is just draining your brain points. Just like that, you minimize the waste of brain points. This is what you do. Therefore, you have a lot more energy, you have a lot more drive to keep that consistency in your good habits and not fall back into the bad habits. This is how you do it. This is how you do it, man. You keep that consistency. So yeah, I hope I explained it well. Now let's go over some other fundamentals. Okay, let's go over the after plan. So every time you really push yourself to the limit, this is the after plan you must have. This is non-negotiable. You must understand your future self is a lazy, tired, impulsive idiot who will make stupid decisions after you achieve your goal. You must have a script to follow after you achieve your goal. Otherwise, you're gonna be a freaking bot and just go back into your old self. Your goal is no longer to win the race. Your goal is now win the race and manage the week after the race, after winning the race. So the day after I achieve my goal, I will feel empty and tempted to binge, jack off, scroll, lay on sofa. When that happens, I will follow the steps, these steps, okay? So this is a mantra for you to follow. This is like journaling techniques. You just write this stuff literally. When you write your goal for the month, you write this stuff. Okay, you write the day after I achieve certain goal, I will feel empty and tempted to do bad stuff. So I will do this instead. I will allow myself to celebrate, recover without guilt. I will go on a restaurant, hike, go on a bike ride with friends, dance to music, watch an inspirational, entertaining video while eating. You just allow yourself to recover. That's what you do. You don't feel guilty about watching a YouTube video while eating. No, you just allow yourself to do it. Because you deserve it. You achieved the goal, man. Even if it's in really extreme levels, like David Goggins when he runs those crazy marathons, he will eat a bunch of cookies, a bunch of pizza maybe, because in a certain way he's just refueling his brain. And he's smart about it. He allows himself to have that short period of, okay, we ran like crazy, we allow ourselves a pizza. But only one pizza. You just allow yourself one pizza. And then you go back to your day-to-day life. You see it all the time. Fat people, when they get that craving of having something sweet, they tell themselves, no bro, I'm not gonna have that chocolate cake. No, 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 I'm not. Okay, instead we have some fruit, we have some banana. They have the banana, then they're like, okay, okay, just one more banana. They have the other banana. Ah, but I still feel like needing something. The craving keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they go for an ice cream first. Just one ice cream, or just one diet coke, and then they end up eating the chocolate cake, which was the first craving in the first place. So instead of them having one piece of chocolate cake, they have one chocolate cake, one diet coke, one ice cream, three bananas, just worse. So this is what you do. You allow yourself to have a short period of just okay. We ran like crazy, this intense, crazy marathon. We allow ourselves one pizza, chill. And you must understand this. Okay, I'll go over in a second. Okay, so you allow yourself to recover. So going back, you are gonna redefine and make some. God damn it! I screwed up. Cut this part. Fuck. Okay, so after you achieve a goal, you allow yourself to have that period of reset. You allow yourself to celebrate. So you immediately define the next goal, of course. So you achieve, let's say, $1,000 in one day, like that was your biggest goal, something extreme you've ever done. Now you gotta set the next goal. Okay, next week I'm gonna achieve $100. You don't go crazy. Next week I'm gonna make 2,000. That usually leads you to the cycle of despair, where this happens right here. This happens, man. You make some progress, oh my god, we're good, then you think it's over. Why? Because you have this motivation and you think you can do stuff you can't. Your ego gets raised, your ego goes to the roof, and you think you can achieve the everything in the world, and just like that you screw it up and go back to your old self, to the bad habits. That's the what's happening here, man. It's all connected, bro. This is super in depth right here, what I'm going through. So, you lose a ton of weight. You don't go crazy. Oh, next week we're gonna lose a lot more weight. No, you say, my goal next week is to do more 20-minute run or 20-minute walks. You set some small goals just for you to not fall back. Because if you set small goals, you're gonna do it. Now, if you set big goals, you're gonna get overwhelmed, you fall back. Okay? So get back to the baseline, but don't allow yourself to go lower. So you achieve these crazy goals. You tell yourself, okay, next week we go a bit chiller. You know, I've lost a ton of weight. Next week we just go on nice easy walks. We maintain our weight. You go back to baseline. Because if you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna lose a ton of weight more, you then screw up and you fall back. So think of what happens in your type of situation. I'm giving broad examples like losing weight, but you gotta see it in your situation. So after you achieve the goal, do a 10-minute journaling session asking yourself, what did proving this to myself teach me about who I am? So when you achieve the goal, what did it show you about who you are? What quality did I develop? Discipline, courage, patience that I can use in other areas of my life? How does this achievement fit into the larger story of the person I am becoming? This practice helps you fill the void with meaning making it harder for mindless habits to take over. And all these questions are making you see this achievement as a part of your story, not as an end goal. So you don't get the void, you know? You're constantly filling your void with greatness. You don't just, oh, I achieved it, like a masturbation, you feel that little pleasure and then you feel empty later. No, this is a constant filling your soul with love, with power. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, define what actually hard means to you. I don't want you to do some, gym workout like you go crazy and then you tell yourself, we went crazy, we deserve some pizza. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. When you go super extreme, like you ran 3 marathons, something like that, it makes sense. It makes sense. But now, what did you actually do? Ask yourself. You went to the gym. What did you do? Break it down, and you will realize you didn't did shit. So, for example, with going to the gym, what did you do? You lifted some weights. You literally picked a piece of metal and you lifted up and down. Do you think that's something great? Bro, that's nothing, man. You must tell yourself that is easy as hell and it isn't that hard. Because you just like to tell yourself that, oh my god, my life is so hard, we went super crazy. It's all a lie. You didn't actually did shit. Oh, I woke up early, I did this work, I read this book, I had 5 meetings, I got a workout. What did you actually do? It looks like a crazy productive day. Okay, you heard an alarm and got out of bed, you sat on a comfy chair and typed on a computer, you read 2 pages, mindfully and actually learning. The rest of the pages you read, you weren't even paying attention, you forgot what you read. You entered 5 calls, each for 30 minutes, and you zoomed out for 40 minutes. You said a total of 100 words. You pick a piece of metal and lifted it up and down. So when you break down your tests, you actually didn't did shit. You didn't. Oh, I read a book. Okay, let's take a look at what you did. You read about 10 pages actually mindfully and actually are gonna implement those 10 pages. The rest of the page you just didn't even read it mindfully and you just were zoomed out. Or when you were in a meeting. It's crazy. This is literally how school works. School, you're there for 10 hours in a classroom. It feels so productive. Oh my god, I went to philosophy. I went 1 hour philosophy. I went 1 hour physical activity. I went 1 hour math, 1 hour history, whatever. And then at the end of the day, I ask you, what did you learn? And you're like, uh, uh. You didn't learn shit. And you would think to yourself, boy, I studied super hard, I did 10 hours school. No, you didn't learn anything. There was no point in doing those 10 hours if you didn't actually achieve nothing. And crazy stuff like you won a boxing fight. Okay, what did you actually do? You did an intense sparring for 5 minutes like you do in every training, but this time you have a piece of metal at the end. This is what you did. It's just what you did, man. You simply did a sparring session like all the normal training days, but this time they gave you a piece of metal. You made 1K from your business in a day. What does this actually mean? You simply hopped on a call, you talked with a guy for 40 minutes, and you made 1K. That's what you did. You didn't actually did much, bro. Anybody can really do that. So why are you calling that hard? And if you really feel super sick, like horrible, needing like crazy rest, maybe it was really something out of the world, like 8 hour arm workout, which I have done, or like crazy marathon. Ask yourself, what is one task that I can do today that will genuinely push me forward? So when you feel in the rut, when you fall into the rut, okay, this is when you fall in the rut. When you feel horrible, like fully sick, you're falling into the bad habits, you ask yourself, what is one task that I can do today that will genuinely push me forward? With just one task. And I can guarantee you, if you do that one task, you will be more productive than 99% of people. 99% of people just go through the day doing absolute nonsense that isn't productive. They do a lot of things, but they don't do the right things and super focused putting all their effort in. So for me, for example, with my content creation is making a YouTube video, making this video right now. This is the one task. If me recording this one task is the most important thing of my day. If I went to bed right now, the day was over, I could say it was a productive day. Because I got this video out of the way, which is gonna push me genuinely forward. Now, if I had spent a ton of time editing these random videos, yada yada, or recording, and I, it would not be the main priority. And anything that is outside of this task is a distraction. So if you decide I'm gonna edit this YouTube video, and now my mom calls me to go do the dishes, or I see some dirty clothes on the floor and I think, okay, I'm gonna wash them, I'm gonna put them in the laundry, there is unproductivity, there is a distraction. Because my main goal was to sit down, get this YouTube video done. If I go do something else that can seem productive, like I randomly just start doing push-ups, there is unproductivity. The goal right now is this. And what you do is wake up early, put on a hoodie, put on some crazy music, sit down at your desk, put on a blanket. Right here you can see I have a blanket. Put on a blanket and just walk in, just be in the zone. Put on some focused music. You can do that. And you wake up super early before everybody's up, so you can just get that one task out of your way. And then you're gonna feel so much better the whole day, man. So you just get that one task and then you allow yourself to rest a bit. And make it as simple as possible. So break down your task, especially in this situation when you feel horrible, you fell into the rut. You just break down the task. Okay, so how do I edit this YouTube video? So I sit on the sofa, I turn the PC on, I open the editing app, I put the clips on the app, I cut out the useless parts, I edit the audio, and I just do step by step, one step at a time, just like a baby. And that's how you do it. I hope this guide really helped you, man. Take down notes, bro. Watch it over again, because this is gonna save you months of self-improvement journey and self-development. Because guess what? Who is the guy who's gonna make more progress? This guy right here? Oh, we fell into a rut. 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 Or the guy who's doing this? The guy who's progressing like this. Who do you think is gonna make more progress? This guy or this guy? Oh. You see what I'm saying, man? So this is how you master not falling into ruts and getting out of them. And getting out of the cycle of despair. So I hope this video helped you, brother. I gotta make more guides, man. I gotta provide as much value as possible. That's my goal. And change your guys' lives. Keep you accountable. Because in me making this video, I, at the same time, am reinforcing a lot of information that I already know. And making sure I apply it. And keep myself accountable too. So let's freaking go. Let's go, man. Give me some ideas in the comments of what I should go through. What do I need to improve on in this type of educational videos? Let's keep going, man. God is good. I look so handsome, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this clear skin, man. Clear skin, bro. A few months ago, I was so freaking ugly, full of pimples, man. Still have some marks, though. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, yeah, if you want to know how I got clear skin and gained 12 kg of lean muscle, check out the description. There's a full guide on that. Let's freaking go, my man.